welcome back to Selling Studio. I'm your selling blogger Annie, and I'm glad to see you here, guys. So, as you know, as it's Monday today, it means that today we're continuing reading our story. Actually, that's not our story, but that's the story that we're reading. Okay, it doesn't matter. So we continue reading the story, which is called The Snow Queen. I'm pretty sure that everybody has read it in his native language in childhood, this story. So yeah, it's like a hello from the childhood, but in an English hello. Okay, so as you remember in the previous video, we've read the first and the second chapters. And what was the plot of these chapters? There were two friends, Kay and Gerda, and they were the best friends, the closest friends. They had a common garden, and one day a piece of a wicked mirror wicked of a wicked mirror made by a demon struck Kay's heart and his eye, and he became cruel, arrogant, and he was very disgusting. Yes. Well, and he was kidnapped by the Snow Queen, like the Queen of the North Pole. So today we're reading the third and the fourth chapters, so let's start doing it. Chapter 3. Gerda's Search. In town, no one knew where Kai had gone. All through the cold, dead winter, Gerda was too sad to do anything. But when spring came, with no sign of her best friend, she decided to look for him. "My dear, Kai might not be alive." Her granny is so optimistic, you know. "I don't believe it." "The river flows a long way," she thought. "Perhaps the river has passed him on its travels." Putting on her best fresh shoes, she went down to the river. "If I give you my new red shoes, will you take me to the quay?" She threw her shoes into the river as a gift, but they floated back to her. It was a very smart move, actually. It was the only pair of shoes you've got, and you want to throw it away. Okay, but she wants to find her best friend, so okay. So she climbed into a boat to throw them further in, and the boat swept her away. So it was a giant boat. She floated for hours. Gerda was afraid, but she couldn't turn back. She hoped the river would take her past someone who had seen Kai, but she saw no one. As dusk fell, she spotted a rose-covered cottage. The boat began to drift to the bank, and an old woman hobbled toward. "You, poor child, are you lost?" The old woman helped Gerda onto the bank, and Gerda told her all about Kai. She described their happy days playing until they suddenly changed. First, he grew mean. Then he disappeared altogether. Now, the old woman wasn't wicked, but she did know a little magic, and she lived a lonely life. "I'll make sure the girl stays with me," she muttered and cast a spell. Actually, I don't think she is a witch, but she just wanted to have a friend, and she thought that Gerda would be a good one. So I don't think she's like a bad woman or so don't judge her. She just wanted to have a company, to have a pal. That's it. To be extra sure, she made all her roses vanish. She didn't want to remind Gerda of the roses at home and her search for Kai. "Eat as many cherries as you like." Her magic worked. Gerda played happily in the woman's garden, and her old life was soon no more real than a dream. Even so, sometimes she had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Oh, really? Gerda might have stayed in the cottage forever, but one day she spotted a painted flower on the woman's sun hat. It was a rose. In that moment, Gerda remembered everything. Kay, she cried, how could I forget you? Oh, I wasted so much time. Without even saying goodbye to the old woman, she ran away. Chapter 4. Kay in the Castle. Meanwhile, the Snow Queen had taken Kay to her magnificent castle in the far north. Kay was neither happy nor sad. His feelings were frozen inside him. He sat at the Queen's feet on a vast icy lake, so cold he was almost blue. But he didn't notice. The Queen sat sighing on her throne board. Looking down on Kay, she decided to play a game with him. Solve my puzzle, and I'll set you free, she declared. Actually, I don't think he knows what freedom means. I mean, taking into consideration that his feelings were frozen. So, Kay looked at her blankly. The Queen waved a pale hand at some blocks of ice. If you put those in the right order, they will spell a word, she said with a cruel smile. Slowly, Kay's frozen brain realized she was telling him to spell something. He so wanted to please her, but he just couldn't do it. The Snow Queen laughed. You'll never do it, my icicle boy, she said. Her cold laugh bounced off the walls of the castle. But it's amusing to watch you try. So she was a really cruel woman. Yes. That was the end of the third and all of the fourth chapters, and I hope you liked it. Well, don't forget that we continue reading the story. We will continue reading the story on the next Monday. Don't forget that on Thursday I will post a new video, and I think that the topic of this video will be comics, because comic books are very popular in US and in United Kingdom. So yes, I think we should discover this page of American history, let's say this way. Well, don't miss these videos. Have a nice day. Bye bye, and don't forget to smile.